Hello, it's SKFC back here with another video. It is currently Sunday, December 1st, 2024, and I just finished watching the Chelsea-Aston Villa game, and this is a game that Chelsea have ended up winning 3-0. In terms of how the game went, it was very controlled and in a way that Chelsea haven't really shown since the West Ham away game about, I want to say 2 months ago. Just kind of like getting into just your general stats. You can see here they had 1.6 xG to Aston Villa's 1.1, 17 shots to 10, 2 big chances to 1 big chance. That Nicholas Jackson goal that he scored in about the first 7 minutes was really, really impactful in terms of kind of determining where the game was going to go. As you kind of see here in the momentum, Aston Villa did start off somewhat strong, and that Nicholas Jackson goal really helped to temper the game down to allow Chelsea to control it for as much as possible. And then just looking at the lineup as well, it was kind of interesting what Maresca decided to do today, because he had Caicedo playing at right back, like on paper, but as I'm going to show when I go through the average positions, he was more so playing in that double pivot with Lavia. Fernandez was tend to drift it out wide towards the left side, and Sancho kind of tried to drift it in so Fernandez could make overlaps with him or just play 1-2s. Generally, Chelsea wanted to build up in a 3-2-5 today. So, you would see a lot of Cucurella playing as the third center back in the build-up, and you would see Caicedo playing in the pivot with Lavia, and then you would just see a front five with, Fernandez kind of being sometimes in between the lines or just sometimes online with the other forwards. And what I really also liked about today's game was that I thought Neto's crossing was really good today. And, I do think he brings like a different dimension to Madueke in that sense. Like Madueke is more of a ball carrying winger, and Neto does have that in his game. But I do think that his ability to cross as well as he does just brings that little bit extra dimension. When it came to Chelsea's press, there was only really one time that I think Aston Villa like properly played out of it, and Sanchez was really big today in making the key saves to stop Aston Villa from getting any real opportunities to score. And then I think too, kind of one of the things that Chelsea were lacking in, and you can kind of see that with the score as well, was that Sancho. I thought he was okay today. I don't think he was as bad as the 6.4 says, but I do think that his lack of pace really showed today because Aston Villa's fullbacks, especially Cash, were there to be got at, but he just didn't really have the pace to really force the issue. I mean, he definitely did try though. You could definitely, if you watch the game, you could definitely tell he played with more tempo to try to account for that, but he just doesn't really have it in his locker. So I would have hoped that Maresca would have subbed him out earlier than he did, but I mean, like, he wasn't egregious or anything like that. And then kind of the last thing I wanted to touch on was the lack of Palmer is such a good player, man. Palmer is such a good player. The funny thing about Palmer is, I'll be honest, he didn't really have like that good of a game for the first half, and then he always just kind of shows up when you need him to. He obviously got the assist for that Fernandez goal, and it's honestly just kind of crazy how well Chelsea have in terms of the technical quality to play in the middle of the park, right? And then obviously after that, he scored that really, really good left-footed goal in the second half as well. So he came up big in that sense. And you can kind of just see through the average positions, like I was saying. So you had the two center backs here. Cucurella played a lot more conservative than he normally does, because he usually likes to fly forward, but he kept the shape just so Caicedo would be able to play in that pivot with Lavia, as well as being able to defend the wide areas when Aston Villa counterattacked. Um, Neto, like I said, I thought he was decent today. Jackson did really well for the goal. Had some other opportunities to score. He did a good job of pressing, of leading the press, and Loki probably should have gotten a second goal when Emi Martinez misplaced his pass, but it's all well and good. Chelsea ended up winning 3-0 anyway, so it is what it is. And Aston Villa, I thought they were. I don't think it's a bit weird because I didn't think they were too bad today, but I think just that little piece of quality to show when they needed to. Watkins. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. This guy had 2 golden opportunities to score in the first half, and he just fluffed his lines on both of them. So he needs to find his shooting boots. Morgan Rogers, a guy that's been big for them this season, he didn't really show up today. And Chelsea's midfielders did a really good job of marking him out of the game. And it's a bit weird because I think the main issue with Aston Villa was that Tielemans was really the only one that could, really play out of Chelsea's midfield pressure. And obviously, if only one player is, really doing that well, then it's going to make it hard for your team to properly build up and actually force the other team back. And that was one of Aston Villa's main issues. And the other was just the fact that they couldn't really play around Chelsea's press, which if I was them, I would be worried about. Also, just because Chelsea aren't even that big of a pressing team in the first place. So the fact that they still couldn't really play around Chelsea's press, even with that being said, I would say it's a bit worrying. And I think for Aston Villa, they are on a 8-game losing streak, or winless streak, should I say. So, it's definitely been tough for them. And it'll be interesting to see what they do against Brentford in the midweek fixture. But yeah, that was just my video for today. Just a quick little video. And if you made it to the end, please give a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts on the game. And most importantly of all, remember to have a good day.